So today we're going to be making a fully loaded at-home steakhouse style dinner. We're talking filet mignon, broccolinis, as well as some incredible potatoes with roasted garlic, salt and pepper and herbs and this herb butter. It's going to be a homemade steakhouse style dinner all on the grill. So there's three components to this. We got the steak, obviously. We have broccolini, which is sort of like this longer, a little thicker, I think tastier broccoli, as well as potatoes. We're talking like these little white potatoes, red potatoes. I think there's a purple one in there as well. We're going to be cooking these all down. The potatoes are going to go into a little pouch with this incredible garlic herb butter. Going to steam and get all nice and soft and good. Then we're going to throw the broccolini on in a cast iron pan. And then we're going to finish it off by cooking a beautiful filet mignon with a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic on the Kamado Joe. So first, we need to cut some potatoes. First thing we need to do is quarter up these potatoes. And, you know, this one I'm going to quarter, this one I might just half, but just even sizes. So we got our little potatoes all quartered up and everything. I like these as opposed to the traditional russet potatoes because I think they cook a little bit quicker on the grill, and that's what we're looking for today. And so to season, I got a blend here. This is some coarse ground pepper. It's some coarse ground salt. As well as a little bit of garlic powder. So what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle this on. And we're going to wrap this entire thing up, so don't worry about being clean. And on top of the seasoning, I got some butter here mixed with about 3 cloves of garlic as well as a big old bunch of parsley. It's been sitting in the fridge overnight, and that's going to be some really good flavor. It's a compound butter. So what we're going to do is we're going to plop that right on top. And that right there is ready to go. We're going to wrap this up, and then it's going to go in the grill first. All right, so the grill's at about 450 degrees or so. We're cooking a little bit hot because we're also getting ready for these steaks here. So these are really, these potatoes are really bundled up nice with that awesome garlic, herb, parsley, butter. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw these on. And I'm actually cooking indirect here. So I got the fire on the right-hand side here. I got my kick ash basket in the middle. Fire's over here, charcoal's over here. This right here, I'm not using the plate deflector. Just letting that ambient heat circulate through the grill. So no fire underneath these. So that's going to start to cook right now. And what we're going to do also while those go on is we're going to start heating up our cast iron pan. This is what we're going to cook those broccolinis in. And we're just going to throw this on right now and let it start to get some temp. So we're going to come back in maybe around 20 minutes or so, and that's where we're going to throw on the filet. And then at that point, we're just going to be cooking to temp. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes or so. I just went ahead and kicked the grill up a little bit. I'm aiming for that 500 degree mark. This is kind of a thick steak here, so I think it's going to take a little bit longer. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to hit this with that same seasoning from before. So this is that coarse ground salt, coarse pepper, along with a little bit of garlic. Gonna make sure to get all edges. This is a big piece of meat here. It can handle it. Get that bottom side. That's looking good. The birds are going crazy. They like what we're doing here. So, at this point, it's ready to throw on the grill. Okay, potatoes are coming along. This cast iron pan's heating up nice. We're gonna get that on. So because we're cooking everything else on the grill, we got the potatoes, we got the broccolini about to go down. I'm cooking this a little bit a lower temp than what I typically would. So we're going to be aiming around that 500 degree mark. So I'm thinking this steak from start to finish after we flip it, maybe around 15 minutes or so. All right, the steak's been on for a few minutes now, and I want to throw the broccolinis in this cast iron pan that we've been heating up. So got some avocado oil, super high smoke temp. Hit it that. And then we're going to drop broccolini in. And then again, we're going to use that same seasoning from before. Salt, pepper, garlic. Hit that on top. Oh man, that smells incredible already. And also, a little bit of red pepper flake. Just for a little heat. So, we're going to throw this on here, let this go for a few minutes. Another 5 minutes or so, we're going to come in and flip this steak. And then at that point, we're just going to be cooking this to temperature, and this should be all done relatively soon. Okay, broccoli's been on for a couple minutes, and I think it's about time to flip the steak, so let's take a look. Yeah. You see that deep green color that we're getting there? Starting to wilt down a little bit. We can give these a little toss. Want these to be cooked, maybe a little crispy as well. And let's take a look at the steak. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice crust. Got some bubble going. Dripping. Looks good. Get that down. Probably be another 5 minutes or so. We're gonna come back and take a look at things. All right, so the steak is right at around that 130 mark, and so I'm aiming for kind of like a medium rare. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna take that compound butter that we made earlier, and I'm actually gonna put it right on that steak. And I'm gonna let that finish off right on top. Actually, I'm gonna put a little bit more. Why not? Filet mignons are really lean, so a little bit of extra butter is not gonna hurt anything. So we're gonna leave this on for a few extra minutes, and then it's about time to start taking a look at the temperature, make sure these broccolis and potatoes are done, and then we're in the home stretch. Okay, steak looks really awesome. I just probed the potatoes with the meat thermometer there. They felt awesome. Broccoli is looking great. That butter is just melting over the top of that steak, so I'm happy with it. I think we're gonna try to get it off right now and let it rest for a little bit. So, I'm gonna pop it open. You can see that butter is melted down. Got that beautiful garlic and the herbs. Got our broccolini. Got our potatoes. So now we just gotta let this cool down a little bit, let that steak get those juices all redistributed through it all. We're gonna pull out these potatoes, and then it's time to eat. Okay, here we go. We got the full steak dinner here. We got a beautiful filet mignon with that garlic herb butter. We got some awesome broccolini, along with truly delicious diced up potatoes with that same butter, garlic, parsley blend. It looks fantastic to me, so I think at this point, the only thing we gotta do next is cut into the steak and see how we did. Folks, I'm gonna level with you. One of the things that I said when we started cooking out here was that we're gonna be real. It's real life cooking, and it's not some television studio with awesome lights and 50 people behind the camera. If I f up, we're gonna show it to you. And today, that happened. So this is my steak. It's a phenomenal filet. If you like your steak medium well, it's a great steak for you. I was aiming for more medium. Now that said, it's still very juicy. I'm sure it's delicious, but it's not the picture that I was hoping for. But that's real life cooking. And so because of this, I'm still gonna taste it. I'm still gonna give you my honest to God feedback. So we're gonna bite into it. And it does look good. It's still got that butter. It's still got the herbs. And the filet is, is always gonna be delicious. It's good, it's just overdone. It's a good filet that is slightly overcooked. So if you're making this at home, what I would do, I told you about 8 minutes or so on the front end. I'd probably dial that down to 5. And then at that point, start checking the temperature. When I stuck the thermometer into this, it was creeping in that 135 zone, which is where I want it to be already off. So I overshot it. It happens. But that said, it's still a delicious dinner. I encourage you to make this. The sides are looking incredible right now. Smells amazing. You got to have that herb butter. You got to give that a try. And, we appreciate you sticking through the awesome cooks and then the ones that maybe, you could have done a little bit better. If you're looking forward to making a nice home-cooked steak dinner style dinner, definitely give this a shot, except cook it 5 minutes less. It's going to be delicious. Until next time, appreciate all the comments, all the different things like what should I be cooking. Appreciate all the likes if you appreciate this video. Definitely subscribe. And as always, we're producing weekly videos, and we appreciate all the love that we've gotten on here so far. So until next week, thanks so much. This has been KamadoMax.